Hello and welcome to ARK Survival Evolved. We're on the Extinction map, and today I'm going to carry on with building the base that I've got down here in the underground forest. As you can probably see, I've added a few things down there. A couple of mortar and pestles. I've got an S+ crafting station and a smithy. But I'll go into all that in a bit more detail. Before I get started, I mean, if at any time you do find yourself liking the video, then do please remember to click the like button, because that'll help me out a great deal. If you've got any comments or suggestions, then do please post those, as those will be greatly appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, then do subscribe. Remember to click the little bell icon and you'll get reminders of new content coming out. Now, as I say, I've added these extra bits and pieces down here because what I've done is I've been over to Aberration because I wanted to learn the engram for the platform, the cliff platform. And what I've done is I've actually built one of them up here. So I quite like that. It's I didn't really make much use of them on Aberration, but I quite fancy building maybe another one. I think there was I could fit another one off this cliff here. I'll see if I can add any more onto that one. That was the only place that would accept any platforms, but it takes quite a lot of resources. If I go over to here, it's the I've got the stone ones. I mean, they needed 800 fungal wood, so I had to make a couple of trips with Aussie here out to the wastelands, come back. I was raiding beaver dams and breaking up, I think it's keratin or chitin and stone into in the mortar and pestles to create as much cementing paste as I could. And I've placed that one there because the idea is I think I do want to make this into a sort of like a crafting area. I want an industrial forge, have the smithy, the crafting station, a grinder and so on all up here, so this will be like a crafting area. And then once I've done that, I'll start working on the I would call that like the cooking area really down there. I have had some more attacks. I think some raptors, I think they spawned out there somewhere. I mean, one of them came in and started badgering Gertie over here. But so far these gadgets are proving quite handy, because I'm getting quite a bit of metal, which is something I do need now. Not sure what's up with Gavin though. Gavin's a bit quiet for some strange reason. I mean, I've got them all on eating fibre, but for some strange reason he seems to have been a bit quiet lately. But anyway, I mean, this is going to get really interesting as time goes by. I really want to get some dire wolves, because I actually went out when I was doing my little runs for the fungal wood. I mean, these actual gachas can actually produce fungal wood. I don't think I've got one that does it though, but I'm really getting more and more keen to get myself some dire wolves, because as I was coming back, there was two corrupted Reaper Kings fell through, and they're like way over there somewhere. So from what I've found, I mean, those corrupted dinos, they attack anything. I don't think any structure is safe from corrupted dinos. So that's got me a bit concerned now. I mean, I'm building these wooden spike fences to keep your typical dino out, and from what I've gathered, the corrupted dinos will pretty much trash anything anyway. So it's like great. There's no point even putting like metal structures down, or even the tech stuff's vulnerable to it. But I'm going to need a lot of materials. I mean, I've been getting a few. I mean, as I say, I've got these eating fibre at the moment, and every so often they'll pop something useful for me, a decent crystal. But to get myself started, I've got the antelope here, and I'm smelting the iron in some forges because I need a lot of polymer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a fabricator. That's the easiest way to start. For me, it doesn't take much to build one of those. because basically what I need is polymer. So with the polymer, I can use the mortar and pestle to just basically take some cementing paste and obsidian. I mean, one of those gachas down there, that one down there, she produces obsidian for me, which is makes my life a bit easier. So I want to be able to produce quite a lot more polymer, because some of these things that I'm going to need, I mean, I want to build the industrial forge, for instance. I mean, you're looking at 400 polymer to build one of those. But what I'm thinking of is getting the actual grinder. The grinder needs a lot of metal ingots and a lot of polymer. I could go out to the wastelands and start farming the corrupted dinos. You get about 10. Get them in blocks of 10, I suppose. So I could go out there and start farming the corrupted dinos. It lasts for a certain amount of time, but because there's quite a lot of items are getting created that I don't particularly need, things like journeyman stuff and apprentice stuff. I mean, I've just moved on to a journeyman hatchet, for instance. So the apprentice one, I think it was, that I had before, it would make sense to grind that in the industrial grinder to get some decent resources out of that. So as long as these keep producing things that I don't particularly want, I can just throw them in the grinder and get some decent resources out of that. So that should speed things up a bit for me as well. So I've got off to a start here where I've got the platform built. So the next thing is to get the resources to build the fabricator, and I'll need a source of power for it. So I'll just begin at this stage with some gasoline. Just need hide and oil. I mean, Gavin produces quite a lot of oil when he gets around to it. As I say, for some strange reason he's been a bit quiet at the moment. I don't know why, but I should have an easy source of gasoline. I can get a fabricator just running off that, and then I can produce polymer from there, or just run backwards and forwards to get corrupted dinos out there. Try and get whatever corrupted nodules from them I can get. And then once I've got my fabricator, I'm hedging my bets between either the industrial grinder needs about 3,200 ingots, whereas the industrial forge is about 2,500. So I'm quite tempted. I think I'll build the forge next. It needs the 400 polymer. I mean, I've got two normal forges just smelting away over there. But one of the things I want to do is, I mean, I've got a platform here, and I think I'm going to put an obstruction in front, build probably like a wall with a gate in front of it. I think the idea was to probably keep the ankle over here, maybe. It just depends on how much room I can get out of this platform, really. It's I mean, it's pretty big. It's definitely a big sort of area. And I do quite like it. As I said, I didn't make much use of it on Aberration for some reason. I just plunked my base down next to a waterfall and just built everything there. So I want to take advantage of these platforms because they're, well, it's just something I never really used, and they do seem quite useful, really. Especially up here, it seems kind of ideal. When I saw this cliff area, I thought, oh yeah, that could come in handy. So yeah, so I'm going to be off gathering resources. I mean, I've had the beaver and the Dodicarus out as well. They've been gathering a lot of stone and wood for me. So the next thing is just to keep building up this crafting area. So once I made some progress, I'll bring you back. I've brought you back just to give you sort of like a progress update, just to show you where we're at. What I've actually started doing is bringing a load of gachas, actually. Just stop this one here. Just hook that up to the hitching post. What I'm finding actually is, I mean, I started off taking the Ankelo, Arthur the Ankelo. I started taking him wandering around the lake. The trouble is, he doesn't have a particularly good weight statistic, so started off like taking him so far around, and I'd have to stop, unload some of the resources he'd picked up, bring them back, then go back to him and then carry on and doing that, because he doesn't sort of like you can't, with an ankle, you can't set them on wander and they'll automatically harvest resources, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, I've got to do that all manually. But what I found is I've got a gacha that's actually dropping metal crystals, all these metal producing crystals, and I'm getting quite a lot of metal off her, so that I can keep topping the forges up. But to make life a bit easier, I've started actually breeding more gachas. So I've got these two, Gavin and Gala. They were level 168 when I tamed them up. Now I think I mentioned before that the Gala here, I actually tamed her up with the snowy owl pellets, and I just literally I ran into problems trying to tame Gavin up. His taming efficiency totally tanked, and yet oddly enough, both of them, they're both 168s, and they've both got a 130 crafting skill. So what I thought I would do is, since that's the highest I've got so far, I'd breed these two together. So they're giving me little little gachas here that have all got 130 crafting skill as their base. So I want to start replacing the ones out there and actually getting more dedicated ones. So what I've got, for instance, I've just got this one's just popped out. So I've got a female that will give me obsidian, and a male that will give me obsidian. They'll replace the one that's down there. That one's quite useful at the moment because I can use that obsidian. I think I need the obsidian for is that for polymer? Yeah, so I can use the obsidian to make polymer. I've got this one's a good one. This one will start actually producing organic polymer. I could quite do with getting a female if possible, and then I'll have two that can give me polymer. So that would be extremely handy. There's this one here. I've got this one's a male, this one's a female, and they'll produce metal. I mean, Gretel down there's, I mean, she's been giving me a lot of metal and helping me to keep the forges topped up. But by having a male and a female that'll start at 130 base, in theory, there I should end up with higher crafting skills as they level up. So the plan basically is I'm just getting these to breed more specific gachas that I want. So for instance, I want a pair that'll give me polymer, two that'll give me the metal, two that'll give me obsidian. Now I'm going to keep these two together because I don't need a massive amount of oil or a massive amount of silk, at least not at the moment. So that makes I think that for me it makes sense just to have one of each. So I've got a male and a female, so they're pair bonded, and they'll give me those resources, where these sort of things are more for the manufacturing and the production of structures and what have you. At some point I should make a note, I do need black pearl ones as well, actually. Yeah, I'll just make a note of that, because black pearl comes in useful later down the line for, I think it's for the tech gear. So the idea is I'll slowly start replacing all those ones out there with these ones that have got a base of 130. Because in theory then that should, when they level up, it should get a higher increase in crafting skill. So I'm breeding these up to make my life a lot easier. And what I'll start doing is I think I might have more snowy owls, so that on the off chance they'll give me you know, useful augmented crystals for structures, for tools, for armor, and so on. Are you on the trough yet? Yes, you are. That's good. Now, one thing I've started doing is I've put one of these dino leashes down. Let's see where. Yeah, there's Derek over there. For some strange reason, he starts off. I want him to collect stone for me instead of me going out and constantly just gathering stone. I want to take advantage of these dino leashes, but for some strange reason he keeps wandering over to that corner, and I don't know why. As soon as he gets to that corner, he just seems. as soon as he gets to the corner, he seems to lose interest. So you can see he'll wander around, and he should stay within the confines of this dino leash. But I've no idea why. But he just ends up in this corner. It's just bizarre. I mean, it's better than normal, because normally you could leave these on wander, and they'd go and gather stone for you. The only drawback was they could end up anywhere. With a dino leash, I'm keeping it contained. But as I say, for some strange reason, he goes to that little corner over there. Well, technically it's a circle. There is no corner, but he comes over to this little point here, and he just never leaves. So I don't know what that's about. Oh, I think I'll have that. It's quite interesting. You can see that all the little padlock on all of these, all these dinos, to show you who's actually locked and can't move outside of the zone. That's quite funny, that. Let's see if she's dropped anything. So more metal, so that's handy. But at the moment, it's pretty much a process of going around just trying to get as much metal as I possibly can and forge. I'm gonna have to. I've already created another forge, so I'm on about three of these normal forges. I think I'm about halfway through in terms of the metal that I need. Or at least the metal ingots, I should say. We've got. Let's have a look. So I've got all the crystal and all the oil that I need. I'm almost halfway there when it comes to the metal ingots. So it's just a matter of time, waiting it out for all this metal to get melted down into metal ingots. Cementing paste isn't too big of a deal for me, because it's about over that area there. There's quite a lot of beavers over there, so I can keep raiding their dams to get the cementing paste. I'm getting obsidian from that one down there. That one, she's dropping obsidian for me. There's a little island over there. It's like a little island that's surrounded by all the water around there and all the beaver dams. There's actually a couple of nodes of obsidian there, so I don't think polymer's going to be that much of an issue. I mean, if you're on like the vanilla structures, they can only hold so much. These ones are very good because these are S+ ones that can hold up to 300 items. So in theory, I should be able to get enough to be able to do organic polymer and fill this up with organic polymer if I wanted to. I'm not really overly enthusiastic about making lots and lots of trips though out to the wastelands, because going with something like Aussie here, it's quite a grind getting polymer from those corrupted dinos. You might get sometimes 2, sometimes 3 or 4, and then obviously it all spoils after a period of time. So when I need like 900, I'm more inclined just to go with the normal polymer. So I'm just collecting up obsidian and cementing paste so that I can start converting it. I think I'll need something like about 800. I think, yeah, I'll need about 800 obsidian to pull that off. But if I get those gachas going, I should be able to start getting them to produce organic polymer. There's at least one I've got so far, so it's just a process of breeding more and more until I eventually get the ones that I want. And the good thing about these crystals, they only weigh one unit, and they're all the organic polymer that's in one of those, it won't spoil until I actually open it. So if you get maybe 10, 20 out of each one, I mean, that would be great. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep topping these up, and I think I'll add a 4th one in to try and speed things along a bit more as well. And then once I'm ready to get that forge going, I'll bring you back. Well, I've spent ages doing resource gathering. It's been a lot easier having these gachas though. I mean, I've now got let's see, there's those 2 down there are giving me obsidian, and there's the 2 over there that give me metal. That one there gives me organic polymer, so it's made life a lot easier. But I've made most of the polymer using the fabricator over there, but I'm just going to try see how much I get out of these ones, because that one and that one there, they should be organic polymer. Oh wow, 30. Ah, cool. But I've been, I think the beavers must hate me, because I've been going backwards and forwards raiding the beaver dams and taking the cementing paste and just dropping the rest. I've raided tons of them. I mean, I think there was one case I only got something like 83 cementing paste, because I needed tons of cementing paste just for this, and then tons more to make the polymer. I mean, the polymer needed how much is it for polymer? Yeah, you need 2 cementing paste for the polymer, and I've had to make 400. So there's enough now. Most of it's just normal polymer, but obviously I'm just popping these crystals. All of these crystals, as far as I'm aware, should be organic polymer. But I got so far through because I'd picked up some silica and salt from somewhere, and I was starting to panic that one of the gachas somewhere was set wrongly. So I wasn't 100% certain whether these will be polymer. Of course, as soon as you open them, they start to spoil. I mean, actually that spoil time is not bad, half an hour. It'll be better if, once I've got a refrigerator, because I can put them in there. But the good thing now is I can make my industrial forge. So that's, wow, that just took forever and a day, that did. Just pop you over here, Ollie. Ollie? You're Rozzy. What I want to do is I want to see if I can fit that in the middle. Let's have a look. I think I'll put it facing that way. Now the thing is, I don't have any. I'm trying to find the middle point. I don't have any anything to power it with. As in, I don't have a. Well, that's good. It's not the. Yeah, it's the S+ one. It's not the crazily like big one that they used to have. But what I can do is I can at least power it with gasoline. I don't have a. It's not like an electricity generator yet set up, but I can at least, as I say, power it off that. And I'll. Oh no, that's a thought. See if I can just pull the metal. See if I can just pull the metal from over in those forges. Make my life a bit easier if I can. Yes, I can. I mean, I think I'll leave those going anyway, because I want to. I'm always going to need a lot of charcoal anyway, so I think I might just leave them burning wood. Sometimes I'd use a campfire to do it. Have about 3 or 4 campfires, but I think I'll leave them over there, just burning up wood, so that I can get more charcoal. Ah, there we go. So that should allow me to power through the metal a lot quicker. I think while I'm here, I'll just have a look and see what I've got here. So that's Mastercraft flak. That's not bad. I got a journeyman long neck, so that's a bit of an improvement so far. Oh yeah, I forgot that last one was organic polymer. Ah, drat. That's a pity. I thought I might have used that. Gives me an incentive to get a refrigerator going as quickly as possible. I mean, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. So I've got my crafting area there. So what I want to build next. I definitely want an industrial grinder. Now these things, that's a bigger demand. That's the reason why I did the forge first, because this one needs a lot of metal ingots. I'm going to have a look. I've got a few of these gachas that are sitting around down here. I mean this one does congealed gas, which at least that's what I set it to. I'm not sure if I particularly need that. I mean, do you do anything that I could... Ah, yes, you'll do crystal. Excellent, that's exactly what I need. Right, so you're going to be now known as Gertie Crystal. Makes it a lot easier if I give them a name that's kind of relevant to what it is they're going to make. So that's a female. Now I've got Gary over here. I had Gary doing stone. Oh, it's Getty. I could have sworn it was a Gary. Oh, Gary Oil. Yeah, Gary Oil, isn't it? Yeah, you're a female. Yeah, I can't pair them up. Oh, and you can do crystal as well, so you're going to be Gertie Crystal. I mean, part of the reason for pairing them up is if they're made boosted, as far as I'm aware, they'll produce more resource, but there's also a higher chance of them producing an augmented crystal. Now what I've done is I've been splitting these lot up a bit. The owls, that is. So I've got 2 owls now, looking after these 2 that produce metal. I've got one of the owls I've put down here, and that's to help these ones that produce me obsidian. Because I came over with 4 of them, so I think what I want to do is get probably get some more owls. Because what I was finding is when I had just one gacha sitting in front of about 4 owls, the pellets were pretty much getting wasted, to be honest, because I wasn't keeping up with the actual demand. In other words, I wasn't giving these gachas enough resources. I was that busy going around trying to get things built, gathering things up. So I've got an owl in front of this one, because the idea is if they've got a pellet, there's a chance that they'll produce augmented crystal, but it should then produce more of the resource as well. So there's like a double incentive for doing it, really. But I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these gachas. They don't have a particular sort of like resource that I specifically need. Now you'll do crystal as well. In which case, well, there you go. That's coming in really handy actually now. So this will be Gale. Yes, you're Gale Crystal. I think I didn't have any male ones. So the plan is really to have a pair of gachas sitting next to a pair of snow owls, and then that should increase the production, or at least give me a chance of getting an augmented crystal. I've left those 2 over there because I'll be using these just basically to give me more gachas. So at this moment in time, I need 1 more for polymer. I stopped the breeding because what I was finding was a lot of these babies, as they were growing up, the trough was getting totally cleared really quickly while I was breeding these gachas. So I had to stop it. I'm going to resume it. The plan is I want 1 more that can do polymer, and I want see if I can get 2 that will do crystal. Not crystal. Element dust. I think it'll be extremely rare, so I'll probably have to breed a lot of them. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. That's turning out so far. I mean, we've got now up to the point where I've got an industrial forge. So I mean, I get several hundred metal if I take Arthur there on a walk around the that pond. So that's pretty good. and then I get quite a bit of metal just from these drops. Oops, that wasn't a good idea. Now this thing should power through the metal and make it a lot quicker now. So I'm going to carry on doing some breeding, and then the next thing I want is the grinder. So I want an industrial grinder. I might put that at the back over here somewhere. I think there should be enough room to put a. I mean, there's plenty of room. This is way bigger than I remember it to be, and I think I'll give it its own electricity supply, and give it it's like a refrigerator where I can keep things like that organic polymer, for instance. Make sure there's plenty of storage around here, because over here I can then start making bullets and so on. I was actually lucky. Actually, I got a Mastercraft pump action shotgun. So there's quite a few good things that I've picked up here. And that's just from having these gachas making all the resources that I need at the moment. So let's see what I've been getting so far. So I've got that Mastercraft pump action shotgun. I ended up with a sickle and a fabricated pistol. I got an ascendant one as well. More flak armor, miner's helmet. I ended up with another set of war drums. That's the original long neck that I had. A ramshackle fabricated sniper rifle. So they've been producing some reasonable things. What I really want is to get better armor and better tools, better weapons. But it's just a process of, well, as I keep building this place out, I should get a better chance of getting these better drops, really. I mean, so far it's more interesting than doing the USD, the orbital supply drops, I find. It's easier anyway, but it's just a bit time consuming because I've got to keep these stocked up with stone. So I've got Derek over there's harvesting stone, and then I'm using Ollie to pick up about like 3 stacks, then go over and give them some of them. And every so often they'll pop some augmented crystal. Some have been journeyman ones, ramshackle apprentice ones, and I've had the occasional sort of like Mastercraft one. But yeah, this has been good fun, this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this part off. It's going to take a long time for me to grind my way through getting getting the grinder actually, and then I can start breaking some of those things down, things that I don't need. I mean, they'll actually return things like polymer and all sorts, which is quite good. And then after that, I think I'll do that off camera, and then I think in the next video I'll start work on that cooking area down there, because I want to put in a greenhouse, and I want to put in an industrial cooker, an industrial grill, and then I can start producing the kibble, because that's for the higher end dinos. If I ever come across any like 180s out in the field, I can then start doing some decent imprinting. The Velonosaurs that I've got at the moment is like a 162 and a 168. I mean, they're okay for now, so I can still start breeding those. But I really want to find a decent high level snowy owl, and then I can do some decent imprinting on that. I've also got to get breeding with the RGs, because I've got that 168. I think I'll breed that up with Abby until I've got a female with the same stats as this new one. Then I can breed them together and then start looking for mutations on them as well, because it makes quite a difference once you've got them imprinted. I mean, like this one, it's 100% imprinted, so 30% damage, 30% resistance. It gets better like base stats as well. So yeah, I mean, it's been a long slow process of getting here, but yeah, I'm really pleased. It makes a big difference once you get the industrial forge. I mean, it just powers through the metal. In fact, actually, that's something else I'll have to make, is a chemistry station as well, because then I can produce things at a much quicker rate than using the mortar and pestle, so that's something else I have to put in. So that'll be a grinder, a chemistry station as well, and then some storage. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If so, then do please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, then do subscribe, and remember to click the little bell icon so that you'll get notifications when new content comes out. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, then do please leave them. It'll be greatly appreciated. So until the next video, thanks very much for watching. Bye.